So I started seeing this story go around about this young woman who apparently tricked a bunch of Trump supporters into giving her something near $150,000. I saw a lot of people on the left were mocking them, saying, ha ha ha, they were tricked, it's so funny. And it's kind of weird to me that you think goodwill, like, that these people think goodwill is a bad thing and meant to be mocked, right? Sure, this woman apparently tricked a bunch of people into giving them money. It's not a hard thing to do. It happens all the time. But let's check out the story. BuzzFeed's got it right here. A college student trolled people into giving her money by making up a sob story about being a Trump supporter. GoFundMe confirmed to BuzzFeed News that they've returned all funds to donors after Karan admitted that she was not, in fact, a MAGA Republican. I just want to stop right here and say, if you lie to people in order to get them to give you money, that is a crime. It's called fraud. I don't think it matters that GoFundMe refunded it. It matters that you had the intent to defraud people, and you did, and there you go. So maybe she'll get in trouble. We'll see what happens. The story. A college student from Chicago is now admitting a viral story she tweeted about getting kicked out of her house for supporting Trump, which led to some Trump supporters donating money to her, was all a lie. In late October, the student named Karan tweeted a selfie in which she was wearing a red MAGA bucket hat. She captioned the image, "I will not hide any longer. The left has made us feel as if us black Republicans should hide, but not anymore." She included the hashtag Blacks for Trump and MAGA. We can see the image here of her wearing this hat. Her tweet went viral, and Trump supporters tweeted their approval. "Well done," someone wrote, adding the hashtag Build the Wall, lock them up, drain the deep state, and walk away. Over the next few days, Karan tweeted updates. She claimed her parents saw her public political proclamations and financially cut her off. She said they would no longer be paying her tuition. If you can find it in your hearts to help this young black Republican pay for school, it would be appreciated, she asked, linking to a now deleted GoFundMe campaign for herself. And there you go. When you pull it open, it's just campaign not found. On November 1st, Karan tweeted that things were getting worse and worse at home. She attached a screenshot of text conversation that she claimed was between her and her mom, saying her mom had kicked her out of the house for her newfound political affiliations. Let's pull this up. We'll read the fake texts. She said, "I'm now getting kicked out. My mother literally woke me up out of my sleep and screamed at me, 'How could you support this monster? She doesn't even know him, so how can he be a monster? I just wish they understood.' She said, 'This morning is getting worse and worse.'" And so we have this. We have the text here. So here's what the texts supposedly say. "Like I said this morning, you have 2 weeks to find somewhere else to live. Bring that hate in someone else's house, but it ain't gonna be mine. Mom, please, where can I go? I literally work part-time and I can't find an apartment nor people to room with us at short notice. I can't afford to live on my own. Maybe one of those Trumpies that love you so much can take you in. I'm so disappointed in you. I'm sorry, but what did I even do? You can't expect me to just blindly follow a political party because I'm black. That's ridiculous." And then she continues, "If anything, you always wanted me to think for myself, and now that I am, it's a problem. I'm done talking about this with you. You have until the 14th, and that is that. Mom, please, I don't know what to do. I don't know where to go. Why are you doing this to me?" Oh my God, I can't read the next part. Let's go back to the story. Racist words. Even though MAGA supporters tried to rally both emotional and financial support for her, Karan also attracted a lot of people online who could only muster an eye roll at her situation. I mean, what did you honestly expect, someone tweeted. Fortunately, or deeply unfortunately, if you're a MAGA Republican who donated to her campaign, the entire story and sequence of events was faked. Now, before we get to that, let's talk about this. She posts, "LMFAO, ha ha ha, we love you, Mom." Oh, I'm not gonna open that. Basically, a lot of people were being mean to her. Were rolling their eyes, laughing, saying, "What can you expect?" Those people were on the left. This is a person who was potentially going to be homeless, being kicked out of their home, and there were people just dismissing her, saying, "Yeah, too bad." That wasn't the Republicans. This story doesn't prove anything other than the Trump supporters were being really nice and working to support somebody who was about to be kicked out of their house. And it was mostly the left who was rolling their eyes at her and dismissing her and ignoring her, even though she was about to be homeless. What was the point of this stunt other than to prove that there were people who supported Trump's who are, one, not racist, and also willing to support you in your time of need? I'm kind of confused as to what the goal was. Unless the goal was to just rip a ton of people off and make a ton of money, that part makes sense. So anyway, back to the story. She says, I ain't S. I know this, but I'm not going to swear. But I died reading this. LMFAO, we love your mom. When reached out, Karen admitted to BuzzFeed News over Twitter DM that she made up the entire event, including the screenshotted texts with her mom. She stated that she doesn't really support Trump and that she couldn't act like I support Trump genuinely. I'm doing nothing but watching the reaction from both sides, she said. In an interview with New York Magazine, Karen said she simply decided to capitalize off of all the recent efforts by Republicans to shed the reputation that they're mostly racist. A lot of Republicans have this idea that everyone thinks Republicans are mostly racist, and they're really desperate to get that stigma off of them, she said. I just felt like capitalizing on that. What you're saying is you willfully tried to defraud people to take money from them, which I'm pretty sure is a criminal offense. It's fraud, right? If you're wondering if her sob story GoFundMe campaign actually raised funds, the answer is yes, but not in the large sums some outlets are falsely reporting. Well, this is interesting. Raw Story has a tweet saying, woman pretends to be persecuted Trump supporter and scams conservatives out of $150,000. But apparently, they're saying that's not true. Karen told New York Magazine she's given back the money donated to her, which she estimated to be around $200. Raw Story wrongly reported off of rumors spreading around Twitter that her campaign had raised $150,000. Okay, I mean, you're going to have to tell me why that is, but apparently GoFundMe confirms this, that it was not a huge sum of money. I just felt really weird about taking their money, Karen said. This could go south really fast. I just decided to refund everyone and give their money back. I think it was like maybe $200 at that point. Bobby Whithorn, a spokesperson for GoFundMe, told BuzzFeed News that only 4 people donated to the campaign, and the total was only $97. He confirmed all 4 donors had been refunded. GoFundMe has also decided to ban Karen's account. After the campaign was launched, it was reported to our trust and safety team. The campaign was reviewed and removed from the platform, Whithorn said. The platform is backed by the GoFundMe guarantee, which means all donors are protected by a refund policy if misuse occurs. Still, after Karen publicly admitted the troll, she's now getting praised for securing that MAGA bag. So someone tweeted, the girl who started a GoFundMe pretending to be a black Trump supporter abandoned by her family really hit the lick of the century. Snatch that MAGA bag, TBH. To be honest, I don't really understand what they're trying to say, right? So she basically set up a GoFundMe account to rip people off. Didn't prove anything other than a couple people were willing to support her. They also operate under the assumption that all Republicans are racist, which they're not. They're just like regular run-of-the-mill Americans for sure. So after the tweet, it says, there are the people who support me for being a black Trump supporter. There are the people who are asking me why, and then there's the other people who saw obviously it was a troll, she told New York Magazine. Why would anyone assume it was a troll, right? I'm sure people did, but it's not like that would be a large group of people because there are many black Trump supporters. She said she wasn't planning on actually taking anyone's money, and that her only goal was to sell herself as the finesse queen. I just honestly didn't want to take their money. Yeah, I can't pay for school, but I don't want Republican money to pay for it, she said. I just want everyone to think I'm the finesse queen, which I am. What does that even mean? let me stop right here and say this. Why anyone is talking about the story, I have no idea. Why I'm talking about the story, plain and simple, is that rumors are going around that she made $150,000 off scamming Republicans. But it sounds like that might not be true, at least coming from BuzzFeed News reporting and a statement from GoFundMe. It sounds like literally nothing happened. It sounds like it sounds like this woman herself, reformed Republican, has this idea about what Republicans really are, as do many people who are not politically engaged. They assume Republicans are all racist. They're not. You know how I learned that? First of all, I never assumed they were, right? I don't just trust the media, and people say these things. But when I was younger, I never thought that I could just assume who somebody was based on this idea of what people tell you. Like, you can't just jump to conclusions, man. You've got to talk to people yourself and try and figure things out. And if anything, like I mentioned before, this only proves that there are people willing to help you out in your time of need. So if you're saying that Republicans are nice people who hooked you up because you were expressing your distress, there you go. I guess I can also say, if it's true, she only made like $200. Either she was really bad at whatever it is she was trying to do, or there aren't a lot of people who are willing to help you out. I don't know. The fact is, this story appears to be fake for a bunch of different reasons. For one, she didn't raise that much money. I don't know where that rumor came from, but that's what I saw. I saw that she was raking in a ton of dough. So that's not true. It's not true that she was a Trump supporter. That's the main story. But it's also not true, the rumor that she brought in a ton of money. At the very end of this, it just goes to show you that she's a bad person. She is willing to lie. She is willing to manipulate. She says she wasn't trying to take people's money. I don't know if that matters when it comes to issues of fraud, right? Because a prosecutor can look at this and say, you did lie, you did tell people to donate, they did donate. What happens after that, in my opinion, is irrelevant. But I don't know how it works for the courts. Like, I'm pretty sure if you steal someone's money and then give it back, you still stole their money. So she might be on the hook for committing fraud. The last thing I'll just say, just to wrap up, she's kind of a bad person for doing this, right? Look, I think 99.9% of the time lying is wrong, right? And there's nuance here, but for the most part, I disagree with this honesty. She's blanketing Trump supporters and Republicans as being racist, saying she doesn't want their money and things like that. She lied to them, manipulated their emotions, trying to get money, but then claimed she just wanted to be known as the finesse queen. That, to me, sounds like a sociopath. But there you have it. Fake news being debunked by BuzzFeed because Ross Story put up fake news. Anyway, stick around. I've got one more video coming up in just a few minutes.